You work with a lot of successful people and powerful people, as you mentioned. How do you avoid outcome bias affecting the decisions of people who have been successful in the past?
Tell me what you mean by that. What's the outcome bias that you're referring to?
Outcome bias, like in the admired leadership module on decision making, it talks about separating outcome from
Oh, okay.
uh yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So outcome bias. So separating between outcome and process, right? You and I both know that we can have some great outcomes with having lousy process and vice versa. Like we can have great process and have lousy outcome. We don't control the outcomes. We always control the process. And so how you avoid some of the biases, you control for what you can control for, and you don't talk yourself in to believing that, in fact, your experience, prowess, and everything else is entirely in control. I don't mean you don't have any influence on the outcome, but that, the hardest part about dealing with successful people is they've been successful. And so they believe in their own nonsense. They believe these things that are just spurious, that have no real correlation to their success. They believe those are the driving forces of their success. And they double down on them, which is even weird, right? And so they continue to do things, I can't tell you how many leaders who are successful despite what I would consider to be an abrasive, mercurial style as leaders. And they've actually convinced themselves it's because of they're so harsh and stern that that's what's created their success. And so they double down, and they get, even as they get more experienced and older and more successful, they get even harsher. They get even more coercive, right? And it's so fascinating, okay? And so that they learn the wrong lesson from what I consider to be the wrong outcome. So that's the thing you do, is you avoid being overly committed and attributing too much of your own influence to outcome, and you entirely control the thing you can control, which is process.
Hmm.
I'm not sure if that answers your question, but that would do.
It's a great answer. Yep, it does.